Hello, BKFK kids. Coming up in this episode, the Scary Fairy learns about the most feared person in the land.
Morgaff is the most evil wizard in all of Magimajura.
Scary decides to do her bit to make sure nobody else becomes evil too.
Stop laughing like that. That high-pitched giggle.
But things get a little bit out of control.
Oh, Scary. I think you've got it a little mixed up.
But first, let's find out who the talented performers are on this episode.
My name is Jude. I'm from Ireland. I like reading, gaming, and playing with my stuff. And I'm 8 years old.
Hello, my name is Ellie. I'm 8 years old and I live in Germany. I like dancing ballet and riding mountain bike.
My name is Katie, and I am 6 years old. And I love novels, and I'm very interested in nature. And my favorite game is Crystal Blast on my little blue camera.
Hi, my name is Myla. I'm 10 years old and I live in Stuttgart, Germany. I like riding mountain bike and swimming.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah, and I'm 8 years old, and I'm in Singapore. And my favorite activity is drawing.
Well done, kids. Great to have you on the team. Listeners, remember, if you'd like to perform with us, it's so easy and so much fun. Just go to bykids4kids.co and click on Audition. We can't wait to hear from you. All right, let's get on with the story. The Shadow of a Villain. The Glugging Gargoyle Tavern was warm and cheerful, as always. A fire crackled in the large stone hearth, casting a friendly glow on the shields and swords that decorated the walls. The Scary Fairy sat at a small wooden table with her friend, Lexi Lightdancer, the ninja pixie. They were sipping on mugs of glimmerberry juice. A tall, shambling figure slowly approached their table, carrying their drinks. It was Kevin, the zombie, with his ragged stripy pants and long flappy shoes. He placed their mugs down with a soft groan and shuffled away without a word. Scary leaned across the table and whispered to Lexi, her enormous watery eyes wide.
He's a little bit creepy, isn't he?
Lexi laughed.
Kevin? Oh, he's harmless. I know he seems kind of gross, but he's actually very sweet once you get to know him. He's just been through a lot.
What do you mean?
Scary asked.
Well,
Lexi began, his voice growing serious.
he used to work for someone very, very bad. He was part of an evil army. I helped rescue him from his old master, a wicked necromancer named Morgaff Doomweaver.
Scary's eyes widened.
Morgaff Doomweaver? Who's that?
Lexi took a deep breath, and the cheerful light in the tavern seemed to dim as he spoke.
Morgaff is the most evil wizard in all of Magimajura. He is a master of necromancy, the magic of the dead. He can raise entire armies of zombies and skeletons from the ground just by waving his hands. Kevin was one of them, a puppet forced to do his master's bidding.
Scary shivered, her tattered wings trembling slightly.
What does he look like?
Sometimes he wears a strange gas mask and long black hooded robes that drag on the floor, so he looks like a walking shadow. He carries a staff of twisted wood from the deadwood forest, and it pulses with a sickly purple light. His only companion is a floating, giggling rat skull with glowing red eyes named Scritch. And his laugh, Morgaff has this high-pitched giggling laugh just like Scritch. It's a sound that makes your skin crawl.
Lexi paused, taking a sip of his juice.
He has terrible plans for Snaggleton. He wants to turn all our happiness into sadness and rule over us with his army of the dead.
That's awful.
Scary gasped, completely horrified.
It is. I've heard that he only eats one thing, crunchy beetle toast, because the sound of the crunching reminds him of breaking bones. He spends all his time brewing evil potions and plotting his revenge on us.
The story was so upsetting that Lexi suddenly felt a bit overwhelmed.
Excuse me, Scary.
He said, standing up.
I think I just need to go outside for a moment and get some fresh air. I'll be right back.
He gave her a small smile and zipped out of the tavern, leaving a faint trail of sparkles behind him. The scary fairy sat alone at her table, her mind reeling from what she had just heard. Morgaff sounded like the most terrible creature imaginable. Everything about him was pure evil. His magic, his plans, his skull friend, it was all dreadful. She stared into her berry juice, her thoughts spinning. If Morgaff was completely evil, then surely everything he did, everything he liked, and everything he owned must also be evil. His long black robes were evil. His high-pitched giggling laugh was evil. His gnarled walking staff was evil. Even the crunchy beetle toast he ate had to be evil too. It was simple. If a bad person likes something, that thing must also be bad. Feeling like she now held a very important piece of secret knowledge, the scary fairy stood up. It was her duty to protect her friends in Snaggleton from all these evil things. She looked around the bustling tavern and began her mission. Her first target was Wizzlethorp the wizard, who was sitting by the fire reading a large, dusty book. Wizzlethorp was wearing his favorite long, flowing, dark blue robes. Scary flew over and landed on the arm of his chair.
Wizzlethorp.
She said in a loud, serious whisper.
Huh? What is it, Scary?
The wizard asked, looking up over his spectacles.
Your robes. You have to take them off immediately.
She insisted. Wizzlethorp looked down at his clothes.
My robes? But they're my best wizarding robes. Why should I take them off?
Because the evil necromancer, Morgaff, wears long robes just like that. You can't wear them. It's bad.
Wizzlethorp stared at her, completely bewildered.
But they're just robes. They keep me warm.
He shook his head and went back to his book, muttering about strange fairies. Scary huffed, frustrated that he didn't understand the danger. She scanned the room again. At a corner table, Fergus O'Gold was playing a game of dice with a couple of gnomes. He threw the dice, and they came up winners.
Haha, magnificent.
Fergus cried, letting out a delighted, high-pitched giggle as he scooped up his winnings. Scary zipped over to his table instantly.
Fergus, stop that.
Stop what, my dear? Stop winning?
Fergus asked with a flashy grin.
No, stop laughing like that. That high-pitched giggle. It's the laugh of a villain. The evil Morgaff laughs just like that. You have to laugh in a deep, booming voice from now on, or everybody will think you are up to no good.
Fergus's smile vanished. He tried to do a deep, booming laugh, but it came out as a squeaky cough. The gnomes at his table just looked confused. Leaving Fergus to practice his new, non-evil laugh, Scary continued her quest. Her eyes fell on the snack bowl at the bar, where Gerta Grimswell, the tavern owner, had put out a fresh batch of crunchy beetle toast. And who was munching on a piece? Snickerfang the goblin.
Snickerfang, no!
Scary cried, swooping in and snatching the piece of toast right out of his hand just as he was about to take a bite.
Hey, my toast!
Snickerfang yelped.
You can't eat that.
Scary warned him, her voice full of dread.
Don't you know what that is? This is villain food. The wicked Morgaff eats crunchy beetle toast every day. If you eat it, you'll probably start wanting to build a skeleton army.
Snickerfang just stared at her as if she had two heads.
But it's crunchy. I like crunchy.
Before he could argue further, Scary's attention was caught by Gerta Grimswell herself. She was polishing a long, gnarled walking stick that a customer had left behind. It was made of dark, twisted wood. It looked exactly like the evil staff Lexi had described.
Gerta, drop that cursed object.
Scary shrieked, flying over to the bar.
Cause? What are you talking about, Scary? It's just an old walking stick.
Gerta said, holding it up.
No, it's an artifact of evil. Morgaff has a staff just like it. You must throw it in the fire immediately before it starts pulsing with sickly purple light.
By now, the entire tavern had gone quiet. Everyone was staring at the scary fairy. Wizzlethorp was clutching his evil robes. Fergus was trying not to giggle, and Snickerfang was looking sadly at the empty space where his toast used to be. The whole room was in a state of shock and confusion. Just then, the tavern door opened, and Lexi Lightdancer zipped back inside. He took one look at the bewildered faces staring at Scary and knew something was wrong.
What's going on?
He asked.
Scary says my robes are evil.
Wizzlethorp grumbled.
She says my laugh is villainous.
Fergus added.
She stole my veto toast.
Snickerfang complained. Lexi flew over to Scary, a gentle look on his face.
Scary, what have you been doing?
I was protecting them. I was telling them to stop doing all these evil things that Morgaff did. We can't have people wearing his clothes, or eating his food, or laughing his laugh. It makes them like him.
Lexi listened patiently, and then he shook his head.
Oh, Scary, I think you've got it a little mixed up.
He flew up onto the table so everyone could hear him.
Listen, everyone. It's true that Morgaff is evil, but just because a bad person does something, that doesn't make all the things they do bad.
He looked around the room.
Think about it. Morgaff breathes air. Does that mean breathing is an evil thing to do?
A murmur went through the crowd. Of course not.
Morgaff probably likes the color black because he hides in the shadows. Does that mean the night sky is evil? Or that Wizzlethorp's robes are evil?
Wizzlethorp shook his head, looking relieved.
And a laugh is just a laugh.
Lexi said, smiling at Fergus.
And beetle toast is just a crunchy, tasty snack. These things aren't good or bad. They're just things. Morgaff doesn't own the idea of wearing robes or eating toast. We can't let him take those things away from us just because he happens to like them too.
Scary looked at all the faces in the tavern. She suddenly felt very foolish. She, of all creatures, knew what it felt like to be judged unfairly. The other fairies had called her ugly just because she looked different, and here she was calling robes and laughs and snacks evil just because they were associated with someone bad. She flew to the center of the room.
I'm sorry, everyone. Lexi's right. I was being silly. Your robes are very nice, Wizzlethorp. And your laugh is wonderful, Fergus. And Snickerfang, you can have your toast.
She flew back to the bar, picked up the piece of beetle toast and gave it back to the happy goblin. A cheer went up in the tavern. The warm, friendly atmosphere returned, and everyone went back to what they were doing, no longer worried that their favorite things were secretly evil. Scary learned that ordinary things like wearing robes, laughing a certain way, or eating crunchy toast are just things. You shouldn't judge them as evil just because someone mean happens to enjoy them. Well, there was some challenging vocabulary on that episode, but did you understand it? I'm prepared to bet you did. Nevertheless, let's chat about a few of the more interesting words. Shambling. A tall, shambling figure slowly approached their table. When someone is shambling, it means they're walking in a slow, awkward, and a dragging way, often because they are tired, weak, or clumsy, or a zombie. Kevin the zombie walked in a shambling way. Bewildered. Wizzlethorp stared at her, completely bewildered. When you are bewildered, you are very confused and puzzled by something strange that you don't understand at all. Wizzlethorp was bewildered by Scary telling him his robes were evil. Here's an important one. Associated. Here she was, calling robes and laughs and snacks evil, just because they were associated with someone bad. When two things are associated, it means they are connected or linked together in someone's mind. Scary linked the robes and the laugh to Morgaff.